But Cristo, it's so good to see you. It's a pleasure to meet you. And thank you so much for all the work that you do on the show. Your character, Danny, is amazing. And of course, one of the more popular characters on the show. First of all, I just want to ask, how are you doing today? This must have been a long day for you. Have you been doing press junket questions all morning or all afternoon, I guess?
Well, no, but first of all, thank you, Ben, for your kind words and for the support and for watching Ted Lasso. And I've been doing, I am good. Just meeting lots of people and listening to the thoughts and just making realize that we are on the right path with Ted Lasso and the things we're doing at the moment.
Well, now I've kind of heard the story of how you were cast or how you were brought onto the show. You had sent a tape in. You were in Mexico at the time, is that right?
Yes.
And you had sent a tape in. They were like, "This guy's perfect," but the role of Danny Rojas was not what it ended up being, and they kind of rewrote the role for you. How does that feel coming in as an actor when they're like, "We love you. We're going to change the role that you auditioned for to fit you better"?
Yeah, it's just crazy. Originally they wanted a Jamie Tart version, but Hispanic or Latin. So they wanted a Latin asshole. But then they changed the story that has nothing to do with me. And they changed it for an English man that plays Phil amazingly. And then they didn't need a Hispanic. They needed a guy from Iceland to be the positive, charismatic. And then as the show developed, they told me that why are we looking for a man from Iceland if we already had this dude that was kind of like that? And I mean, just knowing that they changed the whole thing for me and makes me feel more grateful and happy and appreciate everything more with everything the creative team is doing. So yeah.
Now,
Actually, when I arrived on set, I was still called Gunnar, which was the Icelandic man, and I was like, if I have to play a guy from Iceland, I need a little bit of more time because of preparation, you know.
you need to brush up on your Icelandic languages.
Yes.
But so you were you are a footballer. You played back home, as I understand it, right?
Yes, in Mexico, I played since kid, went through the youth teams, started playing professionally when I was 15, and then I kept going. I didn't reach the highest level, first division, but I reached second. And then I
So
had some injuries in my knees and stuff. But yeah.
So for you, football is life.
Football is life indeed.
Now, one last question before I let you go. I have to ask about the song you sing with your name in it, Danny Rojas. Is that a thing that Mexican footballers do? They just sing a song made up of their own name, or is that something that you came up with, or the writers? Where did that come from?
Well, that Danny Rojas song, I came up with that when in the audition. I did it in my auditions, and they loved it. It just was stated. Danny Rojas sings his song, and I just sang. But in Mexico, we do have songs, and we have lots of songs for the football players and the football team. So singing is part of the culture in the football, just like in the UK. The different songs, different styles, but it's part of the football.
That's awesome. Well, Cristo, I won't take too much more of your time. I know you kind of tacked on a little extra for me at the end here, and I really, really appreciate that. So I'm just going to leave you off by saying thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Your character on the show is wonderful. You've done really, really wonderful work, and I want to thank you for that. I think it's important for us to acknowledge artists and the work that they're doing, and especially when it's very good. And your work on this show has been very, very good. So thank you for that.
Thank you, man. Thank you for making the time watching the show, and thank you to all the audience in that hashtag show for supporting us and watching us. Really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. And tell Jason Sudeikis hi from a fellow Kansas boy, okay?
I will. Trust, I'll tell him.
Okay, thank you, Cristo. Appreciate it.